Sure.
He's a window shopper.
I'm just saying, man, there's a lot of pretty jellyfish in the sea. They're fun to look at, especially on Instagram.
It's the Brett Davern Show, brought to you by Nice Guy Digital and recorded at the world-famous Moore Park Music Studios in Studio City, California. On today's podcast, Brett and I are reunited. And it feels so regular. Ben?
Hey, Marty.
Super good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I haven't seen Ben in weeks. Anyway, let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times
That's me.
and has hated all 3 Tuckers he's ever met. My best friend, El Bretto Davern.
Listen up, everybody. This is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. This show is brought to you by Cake Bams. Everyone, I'm holding Cake Bam business cards in my hand. If you're on YouTube, you can see them. I'm playing with them as if they're a deck of cards.
You must stop it.
I'm also actually eating right now.
Nope.
I am. I'm eating a Blondie Moment Cake Bam. Look. Here. Go to YouTube. Look at it. It's actually delicious. This might be my favorite one.
Don't do it.
Just going to take one bite.
Don't do it.
Just one bite.
This
Ow.
is radio death.
I'm going to chew away from the microphone.
Okay. Brett is actually the kind of person that I guess he thinks it's helping us sell this product. Oh,
I just wanted to take a bite of it on the air.
He's also show that to you.
I'm now holding. Oh no, we showed this to YouTube on the Katie LeClaire episodes, and Katie affectionately has now named this piece of paper the coffee copy.
You heard what happened? I assume.
Yeah,
then.
you spilled coffee all over it.
And myself.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your timers.
Well, uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? It sounded good, and then now his fingers are on the keyboard, and it doesn't sound good anymore. Is Marty sound okay?
It sounds fine to me right now.
Marty.
I think that
there
I
you
can't
go.
even hear myself.
All right, let's get the Cake Bams out of the way. CakeBams.com, CakeBams.com. Order your Cake Bams. They are effing delicious. Like, I like them a lot. I eat them constantly. They're crunchy. They're sweet. This one's the Trail Mix-a-Lot. You know, they have fun plays on words. Anyway, 90 calories to 170 calories, guys. They're damn delicious. They're not that expensive. Get on CakeBams.com. Enter the promo code BDSBAM, BDSBAM for free shipping on all of your orders. There are orders coming in to Cake Bams with people using that promo code, and that makes me very happy. Mm-hmm. It also makes Jen, who owns the company, very happy. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate it when you support our sponsors, which in turn they support us, and blah, blah, blah. You know how it works. Go to CakeBams.com, enter the promo code BDSBAM for free shipping. All right.
Also,
sweet.
Baked clams and fake lamb.
Yeah, those are also good websites. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they don't sponsor the show.
Cake Bams, baked clams, and fake lambs.
We're currently out to bakedclams.com as a possible sponsor, but they haven't committed yet.
And also Blake's Clams.
So we'll see what happens.
This is
Blake's
a guy
Clams.
named Blake.
Yeah.
Who bakes Blake's clams.
Marty.
What?
Here we are. Reunited, back together again.
It feels great.
Now, the last time that we actually recorded together was maybe like 7 weeks ago.
So a month and a half.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's been quite a while. Happy Monday to everybody out there listening too, by the way.
Oh, is this the Monday episode?
This is the Monday episode. Happy Monday, everyone. As a matter of fact, if you're listening right now on Monday, tweet us and tell us where you're listening.
Sure.
Are you listening on your way to class?
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening in the car, sitting in traffic? Are you listening, where else would they be listening? In the shower?
In the car. Oh, no, you said that. On the way to work? You say that already?
No. On the way to
on the
work.
way to school?
Uh-huh.
Say that already?
I said class.
On the way to class? You didn't say that yet.
I'm pretty sure I did. We'll have to go back and check the tape.
We'll go check the tape.
We'll go back and check
in
the
court.
tape.
Well, this will be used in court at some point.
Marty, what the hell have you been doing for the past 7 weeks?
Oh,
I mean, I sort of
man.
know some of it, but
Mostly just digging a hole in the ground deep
Mhm.
enough for all my things.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Just a thing, just an
Yeah,
activity, just an activity
When I was a
for
kid,
you.
when I was a kid in Florida, I used to dig holes in the backyard.
Oh yeah, digging a hole was the greatest.
In Seattle, if you dug a hole, did you ever hit water or no?
Not at my parents' house. We lived kind of on a hill.
Yeah, in Florida, if you dug like 6 inches down, water would come up.
Only 6
It's
inches.
very quickly. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Very quickly.
Swamp.
Actually, didn't really think how weird that was until I moved out to California.
Was your house on stilts?
Oh, every house in Florida has to be built on like a few feet of pad,
Right.
so because of flooding and how low. I mean, Florida's basically sea level.
Yeah, totally.
From
Soon
sea level.
it'll be under sea level.
Yeah,
Like at least the first, half a mile
my
of it or
hometown
something.
will definitely be underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Climate change is a hoax though, so
Yeah, it's
I don't think
perpetrated
it's-
by
I
the
think it'll be fine.
Chinese.
I think it'll be fine. I think everyone there will be fine. I'm not really worried about it.
No, they have boats.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we've
fine.
already flooded once, so
Also, like it's snowed recently in Colorado, like 6 weeks ago. So
right.
it's still cold out there.
Yep, and I just
So
ate
it's fine.
a cake bam, so world hunger's not a thing either.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. No more people starving in wherever.
Because
Your mom used to tell you
doesn't
they were
affect
starving.
me. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sure.
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense.
Coming in hot.
Coming
pun
in hot,
intended.
guys. We're reunited. Coming in hot. So, Marty, I got things to talk about here.
Great.
But I want to first sort of apologize to you, even though you don't care.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
because on one of the episodes when you were out of town,
Oh.
the episodes before the Katie LeClaire episodes, when you were on the joint bachelorette party,
Yeah.
I ended one of the phone calls with you by saying like, "Oh, hold that story. We'll get that story from you on the next episode."
Yeah.
And then we never got the story
No.
because I am a bad host sometimes, and
Just
I
a
forgot
bad
to go back
person
and
in
get the.
general.
Well, yeah, every once in a while. But so let's get the story though,
Yeah.
because the people have been clamoring.
Have
been,
they?
Yeah, they've been not tweeting me a bunch about this story.
The silence is deafening.
Silence. So I think the setup. So I was going back and listening to the episode. The setup was that you and Jillian and your friends that were the Bachelor and Bachelorette, and then other people attending the party. You guys were all in Palm Springs.
Yes.
And you had set up the story by saying that you were, I think, leaving a bar or something.
Yes.
And there was a car waiting for you
Yeah.
that nobody ordered. So, like, you didn't order it on Uber, but they said they were there waiting for you, and they took you on some sort of adventure, or there's a story that starts, or some. I mean, help me out here.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, do you want to do that for 5 more minutes, or?
All right, I'm shutting up. Go for it.
And I think there was a bottle and a stabbing and a Hawaii bro.
No, we
and
got that
Oh,
story.
okay. So that was the same night though.
Right.
So it was just the guys at this place, Zelda's, which we were
Uh-huh.
told not to go to by our perverted elderly Uber driver.
And Zelda's is where the person got stabbed
yes, with the
bottle.
Correct.
Right. You have to go, if you haven't heard that story, you got to
Recap.
go about 3 episodes back or 4 episodes back, and you can hear that story. But
Mana bottle or a health bottle?
It was it was potion. It was a bottle of potion.
all right, what happened?
So we are all done dancing and drinking. Well,
Uh-huh.
we weren't done drinking, but
course
at that
not.
place we were. And so we all leave the bar, and it's, I don't know, it's like 1:30.
Yeah.
So we're all walk out, and it's pretty busy outside. And there's like 9 of us, and we walk down the sidewalk, and there's a guy in the like parking lot with a big black SUV,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We don't know. We're trying to figure it out." He's like, "All right, I'll take you guys somewhere. 40
Uh-huh.
$40 I could take all you." Yeah. We're like, "All right." He's like, "There's this after party down the road." And so we get into this man's SUV.
But I thought you had set up the story by saying he was specifically there for you guys.
No.
Oh, all right. I misunderstood.
We
that
just
part.
got in this guy's SUV.
Oh, I see. Was it like a limo?
It was like a big Suburban, like designed for.
Right.
So
Okay.
all 9 of us go. He takes us down the road to this airport hangar,
Uh-huh.
and we get there, and keep in mind it's like it's almost 2, and he drops us off. It was like it's sort of like Brett would know, but I don't know if the list. So this is gonna sound real pretentious, but
Go for it.
if you go to like a red carpet event,
Yeah.
you pull up, and you never really know where to go.
Right.
Unless they're dropping you off at the red carpet, which
Mhm.
is rare. It's only for like the big events.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, you get dropped off at this building. You mill about for a minute to try to figure out where you're going, where the red carpet. So that's kind of what it was. Like, where is this main entrance? This is apparently a big event. There was hundreds of people all around, and we're trying to figure out how to get into this airport hangar because it's closed. It's like half airport museum, half hangar.
Can I say quickly, by the way,
Please.
you don't sound pretentious at all because, as we've said on this show a bunch of times, you and I are members of the Hollywood elite.
Correct.
So we go to red carpets.
right,
We own that shit.
we're coastal elites,
and we
yes.
no longer apologize for being Hollywood elites.
Yep. I will fund any candidate I please.
That's right. Go ahead.
So we are walking around trying to figure it out, and again, nine dudes, and we don't know where the entrance is, and people keep telling us it's over. Like, you guys showed up too late. This thing is over, and so we're like, this effing guy scammed us. He
Right.
drove us to the end of a party, took our $40, and left.
Uh-huh.
So we walk around the side, and the guards are like, no, it's over. You guys can't get in. And this guy, out of nowhere, walks up from like the darkness of the parking lot, and he goes, hey, you can let them in.
Oh.
And we're like, what? He goes, yeah, don't worry about it. Let them all in. And so we're like, okay, great, thanks.
Because you're a Hollywood elite. He must have recognized you
Apparently.
from the Brett Davern show.
I think that's it. And so all of us get in, and we're all there, and it's this massive outdoor, like it almost feels like it's on the runway of like the airport stage, like electric dance
Whoa.
party. Thousands of people.
Like a rave.
It was like a big outdoor rave.
Nice.
And it was super, super windy, and like, because we were in the middle of the desert,
Uh-huh.
and outdoors, and like and it was like kind of sandstormy a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was almost like one of those weird post-apocalyptic movie scenes where everyone's wearing like bandanas over their face and like just going crazy to like electric light shows, and the people on
Nice.
stage are like going wild, and we're all just like the 9 of us pretty much just dancing in a big drunk circle.
Right.
Everybody, I mean, other than us, were completely high on something.
Do people have like glow sticks in their mouths?
Oh yeah, glow sticks.
And like doing that weird, you'll have to go to YouTube right now, but doing that weird ball dance thing. You ever seen people do that where it looks like they're holding a little ball in their hands? You ever seen
Sure.
guys do that?
Sure, Brett.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the rave dance.
Yeah. You're acting like you don't know
I
what
think
I'm
that's
talking
called
about.
raving. I just think that's called raving.
But it's with the little. Some of them are really good at it. Makes it look like they are holding a ball.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I take your word
Oh.
for it, though.
All right, I'll look some up in the just go ahead. Sorry. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. Will somebody fucking tweet me and tell me they know what I'm talking
Don't
about right
ask
now?
me to tweet because you'll never get an answer.
Well, our apathetic listeners. who
So we we're in this place, we're having fun, but like all the vendors are closed. So, like all the drinks, like we can't get drinks.
Mhm.
And so we're in there. It stayed open till like 3 a.m. It didn't close for a while. And then we all left in this big mass of people. We could not call an Uber because there was thousands of people.
Yeah.
So we were sitting in the parking lot for a minute, and there was these 3 guys, and one guy had like walked. We're not friends with them. They're the 3 strangers, and we see one of them walk across the parking lot and sit in this like forklift that is being used to move all the barricades like back to where they go at this event. But it's like the end of the night. There's not security or anything around. And most of the people have like funneled to the street, so we're still in the parking lot, so it's pretty quiet. So these 2 guys are yelling to their friend who's sitting on the thing, not moving or anything, like, Mike, get off the tractor, Mike. Get off the tractor, Mike. And all 9 of us are like, I'm the only one that lives in California, from the group. Everybody else is from like Utah and Idaho.
Oh.
And then we have our friend who, another friend who lives out here, but he's originally from Australia. So, and almost in unison, the 9 of us went, "It's not a fucking tractor."
I love that.
And they're like, the guys were almost like surprised. They're like, "What?" And then
Get off the tractor, Mike.
Mike, get off the tractor.
Mike, get off the tractor.
Yeah, just coming from this rave.
It's not a tractor.
Well, we were just like across the street from them, so we're just like,
That's so
not
funny.
a fucking tractor. And then I guess they felt weird or didn't know. I guess or maybe they assumed we were gonna beat him up or something. And they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, this guy." They're pointing at their friend Mike. They're like, "Mike's super cool though, so don't worry. Mike's cool. Mike's like Mike's a cool guy." I'm like, "Why don't you? I'll kick your ass just on that alone."
Yeah.
And we all walked down the street like a half mile so we can get an Uber. We got an Uber. Ran over a pedestrian, and then we went home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just one?
Mm-hmm.
Drunken rave person?
Yep.
Well, that's all right then.
Just flattened them.
Yeah.
They were just a glow stick after we were done with them.
Right.
Glowing.
It was probably more. You were probably in a Lyft actually. Lyft runs people over.
Yeah.
Uber just.
Well, we knew it was
Massive amounts of sexual.
Uber just sexually assaults people.
sure.
Lyft runs people over.
Right. We knew that it was as a rave goer because when we hit them, they just turned into Molly and glow sticks.
Just a
Puff of pills and glow sticks.
Vaporized Molly.
Uh-huh.
Also, I guess we can kiss Lyft and Uber goodbye as sponsors.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I
Oops.
don't want them as my sponsor.
Yeah, I guess not. Unless they wanted to pay for it.
Yeah, well, I would take anybody.
It doesn't really
I'll
matter
take your
at this point,
dirty oil
I
money
guess.
too if you guys want to give that.
Can I tell you a story that happened this morning
Yeah.
around the house? So this morning, it's like 8:00 in the morning, and I wake up, I'm like walking around the house, and the boy's waking up, and the girl's awake 'cause she's awake all the damn time. She never sleeps.
You mean
This
the
little-
wife or
Right both of them right now.
symptoms
Yeah.
of each other? I
Yeah.
guess.
God, she's just such a little pain in the ass. I gotta tell you.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I guess I have to now differentiate.
Mm-hmm.
Man, all she does is just poop and cry and eat and then poop and cry and eat, and the baby is no picnic either. It's like that's like a great like
stupid.
Don Rickles
Yeah.
like old 1950s. There's that part in Goodfellas, when they walk into the club and there's the stand-up comedian up there, and he's like, it's very quick. He's like, he's doing one-liners, and he's like, "Take my wife, please," and then it's like, "Ba-dum-tsh," it's like one of those jokes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was great.
story is, so I wake up, I'm around the house, and the boy is waking up, and he is absolutely obsessed, like beyond obsessed with Toy Story.
Okay.
He can't get enough of it.
Sure.
Like, as a matter of fact, I've heard him when I'm putting the girl in her room. Their rooms are right next to each other, so the doors are like, they're right next to each other. And I'm like leaving her room, and you can hear him. He's asleep, and you just hear him going like, "Woody, Finny Ambion." Like, you just hear, it's so funny.
You got a friend.
Oh my God. If you start singing that around the house, or the Spanish version, Mi un amigo en mi, he will just start dancing.
What if you creepily over the baby monitor once just heard? What's his name? What's that guy's name? Randy Newman. If just
Randy Newman.
heard Randy Newman over your baby monitor singing to your son.
So like at the end of Toy Story 3 during the credits, because you know how Buzz turns into Spanish Buzz for a little bit?
Yeah.
So at the
And he
end during the
kills
credits,
everybody.
cowgirl Jessie puts on the Spanish version of "You've Got a Friend in Me," and then they like dance, they like tango or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he it lives for that moment during the credits.
I thought you were gonna say
The boy.
he hates the slow descent into ethnicity being more prevalent in American culture.
The first time he watched it, he started chanting, "Build that wall," and we were like, "No, buddy, no, stop. That's not appropriate."
Just comes naturally to him.
Yeah. So we had to talk him. Well, we have Southern family members, so No, anyway, so he's obsessed with Toy Story, okay? He wants to watch it all the time, and he always says, like, Woody Buzz movie, and he wants to watch it constantly. And so we are super progressive, hipster, left-leaning, Hollywood elite liberal parents.
Sure.
So we only let him watch TV on the weekends.
Oh, good.
Because that'll guarantee he gets into Harvard.
Well, yeah, but didn't you watch TV all the time?
I gotta say, yes, however, not at this young of an age.
Did you turn out to be a total...
well,
I already know the
everyone
answer.
can judge for themselves. Anyway, so we try our best to limit it to just the weekends. But anyway, so he wakes up, he's like, Woody Buzz movie. So this is this morning. He wakes up and he's got his bed head going on and he's like, Woody Buzz movie? And I'm like, all right, let's go watch the movie. But I'm trying desperately to get him into other movies.
Godfather.
Because I am, yeah. Because I'm so sick and tired of watching Toy Story. I mean, it's great. They're fantastic. But you can only see... and now it's just specifically Toy Story 3. Like, if you turn on Toy Story 1, he's like, no. He won't have it. He want it. Yeah. Anyway.
The most depressing one.
Yeah. By the way, the end of Toy Story 3, there is super dark, by the way.
I don't remember it.
All the toys are, like, in this trash... like in a landfill. Like a trash sorting conveyor belt, and they all go into this like big pile of all the mixed up plastic that's getting melted down, and there they all are, and it looks like imminent death is coming, and it's like the music is like dun 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 dun, and Woody just like there's no way out of it, and he looks at all of his friends, and they all hold hands and just look towards the flame. It's really dark.
Wait, did they get melted?
Well, spoiler alert, no, they get saved by the claw. The aliens are up in the control room, and they use the big, giant industrial claw, which is super genius, by the way.
Sure.
And then they're like, the claw, and then they get saved. But there is a moment where like they all look at each other like,
I don't know if I remember.
here we go, guys. And it's kind of dark.
It.
Anyway, so we go upstairs this morning, and I'm like hell-bent on getting to watch something else. Now, my brother has sent the Lion King DVD, and I'm like, we're going to watch Lion King this morning. And so we're on our way up the stairs, and I'm like, buddy, instead of Toy Story this morning, let's watch Lion King. It's the king. He's a king. And I'm like trying to excite him on his way up the stairs. I'm like, he's a lion, and there's a monkey, and there's, elephants, and like I'm just naming all these things. And so I start going, but I was like, there's elephants and a monkey and there's a lion, roar, and he's like walking up the stairs ahead of me, so he's like got his back to me, and I'm like, there's like a lion, roar, and he turns around, he goes, roar, and I was like, yeah, roar, like right in his face, and he's like, ah, and he starts freaking out. Like he just loses his mind.
Well,
like I scared the shit out of him.
You're
and I'm
a terrible
like,
dad.
Oh no. I'm like, no, like this is horrible. Now he's not going to watch the movie. So I pick him up. I'm like, no, buddy, it's okay. It's all done. I was just kidding around, and like, you're going to love the movie. I'm like still trying to convince him.
Right. People don't know though that your son is 14 years old.
Oh yeah. Well, we should mention that part of it. Yeah. I thought I mentioned that.
Nope. Trying to keep it a secret.
So I'm like, buddy, you're gonna love it. So I put him down on the couch. I calm him down. I'm like, no, it's gonna be great. I'm like unwrapping the DVD. It's in a cellophane. I'm like getting it all ready. I throw it in the Xbox. I'm like, you're gonna love this thing. So he's calmed down. I'm showing him the DVD box. I'm like, see, there's the lion and there's the monkey. And he's like, he starts going like, oh, okay. And he looks at the box. He's like, monkey, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And so we get them all calmed down. Then I put the DVD in. It starts automatically, right? Like starts playing. The Xbox just plays it automatically.
Sure.
And the sound it's like a surround sound system. It was turned up quite a bit from the night before. And the movie just starts, and they play the THX thing.
Yeah.
Right? He loses his mind again. Like he's like, no, and that thing is not on the beginning of Toy Story.
No, it's
right?
not.
And so he's just like, ah! He like freaks out again. He's like, no lion, no lion. He's just freaking out. So we watched Toy Story 3.
Oh God.
Yeah, I had to bail. I was like, this is just too many things.
I mean, that movie is Hamlet, right?
The Lion King?
Yeah.
It's sort of, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
It's not exactly,
But
well,
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of
Uncle
is,
kills the
actually.
king, and then the son comes back in
Right.
revenge.
Yeah, there's not that thing where the uncle tries to marry the mom, though. That they left that part out.
Doesn't the uncle doesn't marry her,
Well,
but he like
doesn't marry
takes
her.
over her.
He takes over the pride,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, a pride of lions.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Murder of
Haven't
crows.
we've talked about that on the show before,
Yeah.
right? A murder, yeah. How those cool names for groups of.
What was the a
Animals.
curious of something? What was it?
I can't remember. A curious of, I think it was like otters or
Yeah, it
something.
was something like that.
Something. Anyway,
A murder of otters.
that was my that was my morning. It was kind of funny. It was just funny how like it was this confluence of like I just could not get him to watch anything else.
Relatable.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Don't judge my fucking stories. People are gonna like that story. Tweet Marty if you like that story.
Just tweet me if you actually care about anything.
Hey
Humans.
guys, if you're wondering why we're asking you to tweet us a lot more, Marty, why don't you go ahead and explain that?
Should we have Are we gonna?
Well, no announcements or anything. We're just telling people this is why we're now mentioning on the show. Tweet us.
Because
Or Instagram us, or comment on Instagram, or comment on YouTube, or
yeah, just anything. Engage because
Tell the people.
There are lots of you. So it's sort of like a funnel system. Like between the two of us, there's a lot of potential people to be engaged with our podcast and us in general. And then when we record the podcast, even if only half of those original people listened, then, I mean, if we could just do this in halves all the way down to just Twitter, we should still have like 1,000 people tweeting us at all times.
yeah.
Instead, what do we get? 30, 20?
Well, here's the thing. If we, like right now, if we say, hey, tweet us, the word gobbledygook or whatever,
Right.
Grace from London
Yeah,
will do it.
sure.
And so will maybe Danica or Daphne.
Yeah.
And Abby, Kathleen in Arizona might,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
What about Long Dong? She'll do it probably.
If Long Dong is not passed out somewhere, she will. So there's like 5 or 6 like super fans.
And then there's a bunch
maybe
of...
the Whistler.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Holly the Whistler.
Yeah, she's there.
But then there's just this whole mass of people who consume this show because we get the numbers.
Yeah.
Our numbers are like really good.
Yeah.
Like I'm really proud of the numbers. The numbers on YouTube could be a little higher, but as far as the podcast version of it, which when people just go to their podcast app, it doesn't say how many downloads. You can't check in on like Mark Maron and like figure out how many people are actually downloading,
Right.
or see our numbers. But our numbers are like really good. It's just that the engagement level could use a lot of work.
And that is actually important because our podcast can really only take the next step in its lifespan
Yeah.
if the people that are willing to like give us a green light see that we have engagement from our fans.
This is the thing. Like, my cell phone and my contact list has been exhausted pretty much. I mean, there's a few more people that we're going back and forth with as far as being guests and whatever. But really, what we'd love to start doing on the show is getting guests that are currently like topical out there. So in other words, if I don't know off the top of my head, like if Joe Jonas has a movie coming out, we want to talk to him because the movie's coming out and because he's Joe Jonas, right? It doesn't really do us that much good to have Joe. I mean, it would do us some good to have him come in here and just whatever converse, but it will do us more good if he's got a movie coming out at the time. And the thing is that this podcast has decent enough numbers to be able to get that. It's just that we need more engagement online and stuff.
Sure.
So that's why we're mentioning it.
These
everybody.
people's agents and managers and like owners look at all of our numbers.
Yeah.
They don't just look at listeners. They look at, okay, what happens if the podcast tweets, send us a picture of yourself listening, and 3
Right.
of you do it. It doesn't really work. It doesn't look good. But that's not a good. It's a really shitty indication of actually how many people listen, because we
Yeah.
have a lot more listeners than we have people that actually care to hit a button on their phone.
Right. Yeah, so we're just saying, guys, if you're out there and you're listening and you enjoy the show, and I mean, like maybe you have a criticism, or maybe like I tend to do, I fucked up and said something stupid or something that's not factual or something that you disagree with, like just hit me up.
Please.
Be like, hey, I really didn't like it that time you made fun of kids with premature baldness.
Did
That
you do
really
that?
hurt my feelings.
Did you do that?
I did, but I didn't let Ben air it because premature juvenile baldness is no laughing matter.
No laughing matter.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
We're gonna find out that's actually a thing.
If that's actually a thing, tweet me, you bastards.
It's funny.
What?
So I listen to California's NPR. It's called KPCC. It's 89.3 KPCC.
Yep.
And
Did
there
you
is
do that while you're eating your granola?
No.
Okay.
So there is this news anchor that used to be on the AM. This is showing how cool I am. I listen to AM radio,
Yeah.
talk radio,
Mm-hmm.
so I can get a lot of the loud, ravenous, pig-nosed ape people that talk like there's the trumpeters, the Trumpsters are pretty much exclusive to AM radio.
You're talking about like Rush Limbaugh and people like
Yeah,
that?
those guys, because there's an LA based, there's a LA based one, KFI AM 640. Those, and there's 2 guys. But anyway, so there's a lady that did all the news for these 2 guys. It's John and Ken. They're like the Trumpies. They think that everything Trump does is just give him a chance, like that kind of behavior. And then they would be like, all right, now here's Lily Dankman with the news. And Lily Dankman goes, blah, blah, blah. There's a traffic on the 405. And I didn't really think anything of it. And then I was listening to KPCC, the NPR version.
Yeah.
And it's, Air Talk, whatever. And then it's like, and now to Libby Dankman with the news. And she starts going. I was like, oh, Libby Dankman, she made the switch.
Right.
And so I tweeted at her. I
Mhm.
engaged
Yeah.
with Libby Dankman.
Uh-huh.
And I said, wow, do the Trump-loving chimps over at KFI know how much better you are at KPCC? And she direct messaged me back
Wow.
because I mean, I was being offensive and she was a professional.
Right.
So she direct messaged me instead of replying outright on Twitter, and she said, thank you so much for the shout out. And she's very like professional. She's like, actually, the audience base is actually not that different. And I was like, and I messaged her. I was like, that's not true. But I'm super excited for you. Good job.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole point of that story is I engaged, she engaged. Now she knows she has a fan in me, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think the thing is like when Twitter first started, right, back in the dark ages, it was like you would tweet at someone or whatever, and they might not respond, or they might respond because there weren't that many people on Twitter, and so they might respond or whatever. Then it kind of entered this phase where like everyone was just like, hey, like my photo, but I'm not going to talk back to you.
Sure.
Right? And I feel like my Twitter follower engagement is pretty good. I mean, I've definitely tweeted out some happy birthdays over the years.
Yeah.
I actually scroll through the mentions and the notifications and the whatever. And if there's something worth responding to, like, I will,
Right.
I don't respond anymore to the when will there be a 6th season of Awkward.
Sure.
Because we've gone over that on the show. But
Or
if
someone
people...
just says hello.
If people just say hi, I'm not really just going to say hi back. But if they have a specific, like, hey, like, I saw that you were doing this, and here's
Yeah.
a question.
Talk to us like you're talking to us.
Yeah, and I've been doing this thing lately where I'm at the gym, and I end the gym with, like, 20 minutes in the sauna. I love it in there. And I take my phone in there, and I'm like, hey, I got 20 minutes. Who wants to talk? And all I ever get is, will there be a 6th season of Awkward? And I'm like, no, guys, no. Like, let's talk about anything. Literally anything, like the NBA Finals or whatever, or
Carl Sagan's pale blue dot quote.
there you go. I'm just saying, guys.
Brad
like,
Paisley.
I think Marty and I are two people who enjoy conversing with you people out there.
Yes.
And who would like to do more of it. And
Yes.
the way to do that is for you guys to start the conversation.
Yeah, Brett.
There you go. That's a wrap, everybody, on another edition of the Brett Davern Show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing on iTunes, Google Play Music, or YouTube, or wherever you listen to these damn things called podcasts. Remember, this show is always free, and if you like what you heard, tell a friend. That's the other thing, Marty. If you like the show, recommend it to a friend. That's it.
That's it.
Oh, man. Also, you can go to brettdavernshow.com, see photos and links, and we'll send you free gifts in the mail, and there's all kinds of fun things over there. There's links to different episodes. You can hear the entire catalog of episodes completely 100% for free. So go over there and check it out. You can also follow the show on any of the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook. It's the same handle for everything. We like to keep it easy. It's at Brett Davern Show. 2 T's in Brett. Sleazy. Yeah, buddy. Say go LSU Tigers in the College World Series, Ben.
Go LSU Tigers in the College World Series, Ben.
Ben is on Twitter at TheBigBen76, and my buddy Marty Shannon, well, he's got an album out there right now that you guys can buy, download, stream, whatever your pleasure is. You can stream it on Spotify, or you can buy it at brettdavernshow.com, and it's called 2600. Marty is on Twitter. Sorry, we do his quote first.
Oh,
Marty,
no, do the Twitter right now.
do the Twitter right now. He's looking up a quote.
No, I'll do it. I'll read it.
All right, ready? And Marty has this for all of us.
I believe that words are strong, that they can overwhelm what we fear when fear seems more awful than life is good. Andrew Solomon.
Marty's on Twitter at Marty_Shannon. As for me, I'm Brett on Twitter and Instagram at BDAVV. Hit me up, people. I want to hear from you, and so does Marty. And I want to remind all of you to be kind and take care of each other. That was it, our show. Good night, Simba.
Simba.